Good morning, everyone. It's Celeste, and I am providing a little quick update. Day 2. Actually, day 1 got super excited because I made more progress in the evening. It got hot yesterday, and so that night I was actually able to install some of the soil back here. So just wanted to provide a quick little update and kind of walk you through what I did. You'll see I've got some of the plants kind of tossed in here that I'm starting to think about, but provide you a little bit of an update. So what I did, I'll move it to the side here. What I did was added a bunch of soil, so you can see that there, and started adding some additional rock in here. And mainly that was just to build up that mound. So the first thing that I did was just added some of the rock towards the back. So like I mentioned, I wanted to make sure that I had that little pathway back there so that if I need to service the fountain, I can do that. It's on both sides, so I'll walk over to the other side, I'll show you that. But basically it's just making sure that I added those rock in the back, started putting in a bunch of the soil to fill it in. And it looks, a little clunky right now because it doesn't have the plants in, but as I add more and more of the plants, it will look nicer. You can see, again, there's that jade that I left in from yesterday. And started to clean up this pathway that I used to have, and so now I will plant that back out. But that gives me the pathway so that I can walk towards the back so that I can work on some of the plants in the back that I have there, make sure that they're okay. There is a heat advisory starting in California as of Tuesday, so that's tomorrow. So what that means is I'm going to have to move quickly today to get the plants in. So got a little nervous about that last night. Wanted to make sure that I was adding that in. I do not like this spot right here, but I did it in the short term just until I decided what I wanted to do. Like I was telling you guys, I like that tipped pot right there, but you can see this, it just looks weird. I don't know why, it doesn't feel right when I'm looking at it, so I need to go ahead and put some more plant material in there. I think probably some soil. The soil needs to be put into place because it's just not what I'm looking for. But again, you can see some of the electrical going along there. Pathway along the back. And started planting out some of the plants. So it's just filling in that base, making a big mound, then starting to add in the next layer of rock. It looks, very matchy right now. As you guys know, I don't like that. But as you add in the plant material, some of that stuff will start going away. So I just need to start filling it in. The plant material kind of creates a lot of the offset. It is a pretty significant mound. So let me go down here and you can see. So that's pretty high. When I got to that very top level of rock right there, the rock is actually, the top level is right here. And then this was filled in with, all of the soil, but then there was rock that was put on top of that. So there's maybe about 4 inches of rock, and that just forms, that's that Cali gold right there. And what that's doing is it's forming a base for that fountain to sit on, so that what I didn't want it to do was compress further. So I had to stomp up and down on the mound, the soil mound, and then put that Cali gold right on top of it, and then put the fountain on top. The fountain is not heavy, but with the water, it's going to be heavy enough where it can compact over time. But what this next layer of rock is right here is that I didn't want to be looking at the base of this driftwood fountain. It's kind of fake looking. So I put in rock so that that's going to cover that up so it looks a little more natural. So that's what that is. and then started adding in some of the bigger plants. So when you're planting out, you're going to put in those bigger plants, and looking at the different textures and playing around with that. And then, as I mentioned, heat advisory. In my area, it's going to start getting into the 90-degree temps, and so I need to get these plants in the ground as fast as possible, and likely will need to put an umbrella here just to support the plants, since they'll be cuttings. They will not like the idea that they're going to get hit by all of that sun. So anyway, so I'm going to continue planting this out. I need to work today, so I will be working, and then once I am done working, then I will come out and start finishing off some of the soil, finishing out the planting, getting everything ready to go, and everything cleaned up so that this is in place. But super love it. It looked really awesome, especially last night when I had the little solar lights. So, solar light right there. I had that solar light shining up on the rock, and it was just the coolest thing ever. Oh, and I meant to show you guys this rock. I mean, just look at this. How beautiful this is. Just really stunning rocks. So I'm very, very excited about this. I saw these at the rock yard. I don't know what it's called, quartz or something. Anyway, just absolutely beautiful. So very, very, very excited to have that in the yard. So there you go. I'll provide an update later this evening, and then go ahead and post the video so that you guys can see. Hey everyone, providing a quick little update. So I have the mound in, I put the big plants in, and I put the rock in. So I will show you a couple angles here. You can see I've started taking plants from around the yard, like this aloe. By the next couple of days, it's going to turn bright red. So if you guys don't know this yet, if you take an aloe like this and you cut its roots off, then it's going to turn bright red. So pretty cool. So that will turn super red, especially with the heat wave that we're about to get in. Looks like my dogs trampled the jade a little bit last night, so that's not good. Planted some more jades towards the back. The idea again being they're just going to fill in that corner. They're just providing that backdrop for me in terms of filling in that fence. And then adding some additional plants in here. And I'm super tired, so I'm forgetting like half the names of most of these plants because it's been a lot of digging soil, a lot of digging rocks, so just bear with me as my brain starts to kick back in over the next couple of days. I will come out and I will do an update, but I'm trying to move as quickly as I possibly can just because we have a heat wave coming in California, and I need to get this in as much of the plant material as possible, and then I need to set up an umbrella over here. So basically tonight's the night because I'm going into work tomorrow. So I need this in as much as possible. I have put in cold plants again. A little variegated plant here. I'm popping in. I filled in this little area like I was telling you in the last video. I didn't like the way that looked, so I just made the mound bigger. Added some more of the jades, the Crassula undulata. I have the Octo 8 back here. So this is the one that gets 4 to 5 feet tall, so that will fill in. So that'll be really, really cool. I have Blue Elf right here. Put this little tipped pot. I thought that was super cute. It likes a little protection from the sun in this particular area. It'll help with this mammillaria not getting killed so bad. Oh, by the way, Blue Elf can handle being in the shade, so it's a little shadier over here, so that's why I'm putting that towards the back. Obviously this aeoniums can also handle shade, so that's good. The jade in the back. That is a petalanthus, which is euphorbia. I have problems with these unless I put something around the base, which is what you can see, the jade. Then this, oh my gosh, my brain just gone. This giant big plant. So it's going to help to, take care of it. Foxtail agave. There you go, folks. Brain cells kicked in again. Okay, so foxtail agave, that's what that is as well. It's just the variegated form of it. I wanted to put that in the ground for a while just so that it keeps going. This one right here is a mangave. I cannot remember for the life of me the name of it, and it hasn't colored up well because it was sitting in a pot, and so it'll be interesting watching what this turns into. Kishkan. Oh, my brain is coming back. Maybe I just need to stand for a little bit. Do not remember what that aloe is, but I like it. It's a clumping aloe, so that'll be super cute there. Foxtail agave again. These will get really, really, really big, so I'll, on these guys, if you want to control the size, you have to pull them out every once in a while. Basically, you're sawing them out. Pretty difficult to make sure that they don't get too big, and they do like to grow quickly. So these guys were babies a while ago, but now that I've cut off the base, it will take a while for them to do their thing. And then you can see I've got another one of those Octo 8s. I hid it a little bit because that's the one that I beheaded. But like I was telling you, I was going to give you an update. You can see the babies starting to come off of there, so that's cool. I'm going to get 2 babies. So I'll be able to pop those out of there as that was kind of an experiment, because these just grow straight up, like 4 to 5 feet straight in the air. And it just has a single head, and then as you know, aeoniums are monocarpic, so if that head does a death bloom, that's it. It's over. So I wanted to make sure that I was getting that as, trying to see if I could propagate that, and the answer is yes. So that's really cool. So it's an update on that one. I am forgetting this. Mr. Toothy Aloe. That's what that's called. So Mr. Toothy Aloe, those get very big, actually. And they haven't been in my yard, but I think it's because they weren't getting enough sunlight. So we're going to give this a shot. Try it here. Weirdly, I had one that was in sunlight and got burnt last time. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if that, ends up causing a problem or not. I did add a little more rock at the base of the bougainvillea. Now that it's going to be exposed, I just want to make sure that the roots are protected, especially with that heat coming. You can see some of the rubble down here that I've been collecting as I was grabbing rocks. I have some additional rocks too, so I'll toss them up there just so that it looks nice. But that's basically it. So when you're, creating your mound, you put in your rock, you're shoring it up, you're looking for where's the rock falling, you're going to add some additional rock. Just, think about it just like in the wild. You don't want to, have basically an avalanche of rock anytime it rains, and so you're just going to be looking as you're dumping the rock on there, where is it falling, and then you're going to add some more rock to help support that, and then you're going to plant your big plants. So you start with the big elements first. It's just like in your house, right? You organize. Basically, you're putting in your couch first, you're putting the TV, you're figuring out the big pieces first. Luna, out of the plants, and then you are going to add in all of the little tiny pieces after that. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I have a bunch of cuttings, so I'm going to add in some stuff, but I kind of like the cleaner look. We'll see. It's interesting. My style's changing a little bit. I've always been more of a tapestry, as you can tell, kind of person. And over here, that's definitely what I've got going on in this part of the yard. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I end up kind of deciding this needs to be a little more open, or if I end up adding a bunch of plants. I do have a ton of plant material still, especially these echeveria. So I'm going to be, there's some agaboides in there too, so I'm going to be pulling these apart and planting them in there, but I have to be careful so that they aren't too exposed. So we'll see what that ends up looking like. These need to be cleaned up, all the pretty ends cut off and then reset. I'm definitely not putting all that leggy mess back in there, so most of this will get tossed. I know that's horrifying if you're at the place where, you know, you're saving every leaf in order to create a plant, but at a certain point, when you have so many plants, you kind of don't do that anymore. Again, I like this purple. It's a filler plant, so you use that as like an accent, so I will cut some of those pieces off of there as well, and then put some of those in. Kind of got trampled a little bit, so none of those pieces will be good. I've got a couple more fillers from a jade perspective. I had one big jade that was left over, and so that big jade I think I'm gonna put along the fence, I feel like in there somewhere, because I just need the height. So probably right there where that gap is, probably put it right there. So that's going to be where that guy's going to go. So I'm going to put it someplace cool so that it doesn't get nailed by all this heat over the next couple of days. I did go through and I cleaned up the aeoniums, and what that means is basically I cut the pretty ends off. So as you remember, this was, you know, covering this entire area. So that's what happens when you clean them up. I, you know, took all the dead leaves off, got them into a good place so that they look nice, and so I'm going to use a lot of these. Whatever I don't use, I'll likely take into work and give away for folks at work. So you can see that's a bunch of the extra detritus stuff that I'm gonna go ahead and toss out. And I had a quadricolor over there. I'm not gonna plant that again. Those suckers pop like crazy, and it's annoying, and you're constantly having to maintain it. So I'll have to think about it. Maybe I'll put it in a pot or something. It's pretty. I like the variegation, but those guys, man, they just send off babies, and you're just kind of constantly having to pull them up and out, and they grow really fast, and so yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna keep going, try to finish this off as much as possible tonight. Like I mentioned, I need to put an umbrella over here just so that I can protect everything. I didn't realize that there was going to be a heat wave coming through. Surprise! So that means I have to do a little extra work to help support these guys, and I need to do some watering tonight just so that the plants can withstand this 90 plus heat wave. I know some areas of California are going to be up in the hundreds, so I'm lucky, but you know, kind of a bummer right after I cut everything. So not the greatest for the plants, but they'll be okay. So I will give you an update once I do the final design, add in some of the little bits of rubble, some of the pieces that I need to put in. But again, like I said, I'm a little bit in a time race here, so maybe a day or two before I post that final update, just to let you know what the final design looked like. So I hope you are having a great week and enjoying your yards. Take some time out. I don't recommend doing a bunch of digging like I was, but you know, take some time out to enjoy the pretty yard. Take a corner, clean it up a little bit. It's good for your mental health, just to take that time and work on something, making it look nice. So again, hope you're having a great week. If you like this content, as per usual, feel free to like and subscribe, send me your comments, ask me your questions, and I will give you an update soon. Thanks. Bye.